that Shedeur had last year that Shedeur just had in this game is gone. My bad for not showing y'all that. So, yeah, so that entire offensive line Shedeur had yesterday is no longer on the damn team.
KevinStefanski feels like his job may be on the line.
I don't concern myself with outside type of things. But I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better. And that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
With the entire offensive line that played alongside Shedeur Sanders in the last preseason game now gone, the pressure on Cleveland is mounting. Head coach Kevin Stefanski is under scrutiny for the decisions that led to Shedeur's poor performance on the field. But the real question is Stefanski feeling the heat? Is he backing down or standing firm in his choices? We'll break down the specifics of this decision and what it means for the future of the team. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us expose the injustices faced by black athletes. The Cleveland Browns are facing mounting pressure from fans, who argue that Shedeur Sanders' struggles were primarily due to poor offensive line play and questionable coaching decisions. In response to the controversy, the Browns have been forced to release all the players involved in Sanders' struggles. Despite being the architect of these decisions, Stefanski now finds himself at the center of the fallout. Fans are demanding his removal, and reports suggest he's beginning to show signs of nervousness. The big question now is, how long can Stefanski keep his position? Browns insider TJ Houshmandzadeh has stated that the way Shedeur Sanders was treated could ultimately cost Kevin Stefanski his job in Cleveland, and this scenario is becoming increasingly likely. Although there's been no official word about his firing, the pressure is escalating, and Stefanski's future as head coach is growing more uncertain by the day. The situation is getting tense, and it remains to be seen how much longer he can hold on to his role.
I think there needs to be an investigation.
Coach Kevin Stefanski appears to be cracking under the mounting pressure, and the Browns find themselves at a breaking point. In his most recent comments, Stefanski didn't sound confident. His shaky tone made it clear just how real the pressure has become. Trying to defend his controversial decision, he claimed that Snoop Huntley was subbed in for the final 2 minutes to get tuned. The reality, however, is far different. Huntley was an emergency pickup, signed only because of injury issues, and he was never part of the long-term plan. It's highly unlikely he'll even make the final roster. Yet Stefanski still pulled Shedeur to give Huntley time on the field, a move that left many scratching their heads. The coach's unsteady explanation reveals more than he may have intended. He's rattled, and the entire situation is beginning to spiral out of his control.
And did you, I'm sure you kind of answered this last night, but why didn't you keep him in for the 2 minute, or why did you decide to take him out?
Yeah, nothing more than decided to give Snoop some work at the end of the game.
Huntley was never meant to be a permanent part of the roster, and despite Stefanski trying to use him as a distraction from Shedeur Sanders' struggles, it was obvious from the beginning that his time with the team would be short-lived. Once his role was completed, his contract was quickly terminated. Huntley ended up becoming nothing more than a scapegoat for Stefanski. As soon as he had served his purpose, he was let go without hesitation. This entire situation underscores just how far Stefanski was willing to go to deflect attention from the deeper issues that were causing the team's problems. Stefanski can't escape the mounting criticism, however. TJ Houshmandzadeh, a former Browns player, didn't hold back when discussing Stefanski's handling of Shedeur Sanders. He pointed out that during his time with the team, he's never seen a coach appear so disinterested in a player's success, even suggesting that Stefanski may have a personal issue with Shedeur. TJ called the bias obvious and warned that if this is indeed the case, the pressure on the Browns to part ways with Stefanski will only grow stronger. The spotlight is now firmly on the coach, and it's clear that both fans and insiders are demanding answers and accountability.
The fans gonna be saying, Shedeur our quarterback. Shedeur should be our starter. Shedeur should be the guy that starts game one, week one. Look what he did. They didn't want that to happen. And I don't know what's going on with Kevin Stefanski. It's almost as if, and I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like he don't want Shedeur to do well. Like when he...
The pressure on Stefanski is clearly taking its toll. His body language speaks volumes. He appears to be someone who knows his job is hanging by a thread. TJ Houshmandzadeh continued his criticism, highlighting that this wasn't the first time Shedeur Sanders had been mistreated. He reminded everyone of the first preseason game, where Shedeur played flawlessly but received no recognition or praise from Stefanski. Now, after the latest game, it seems Stefanski is trying to shift the blame onto Shedeur, almost as if he's pushing the narrative that the coaches were right and Shedeur was the one at fault. TJ even suggested that it seems like Shedeur was set up to fail from the very start.
First game, he was so off-putting, like, oh, yeah, well, we'll see what happens next. Like, he played great, man. He exceeded our expectations. He didn't say none of that. And so to me, it's as if they want him to fail so they can justify doing what they want to do.
TJ's assessment is spot on. Stefanski's bias was clear from the very first preseason game. Despite Shedeur Sanders delivering an outstanding performance that impressed everyone, Stefanski chose to ignore it. Rather than acknowledging Shedeur's exceptional play, he made vague remarks about wanting to develop all of his quarterbacks, completely overlooking Shedeur's achievements. It quickly became evident that Stefanski wasn't genuinely invested in seeing Shedeur succeed in Cleveland, and his actions spoke volumes, far louder than any words ever could.
Will you also set the pecking order following, meaning quarterback 2, 3, and 4, or will there be a competition right through Cincinnati week?
Yeah, well, I'll talk to we'll have the team in tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk through a bunch of different things with our players. But in terms of, where people are, first string, second string, those type of things, not really thinking about that right this minute.
The tables have certainly turned, and now the pressure is fully on Stefanski. It's clear that he was attempting to push Shedeur out of Cleveland, but ironically, it's Stefanski who now finds himself in a precarious position. The coach, who once refused to address the situation properly and unjustly criticized Shedeur, is now backpedaling. He's suddenly claiming that his focus will be on developing Shedeur Sanders. This abrupt shift in tone is a clear sign that Stefanski is feeling the pressure from fans and is desperately trying to save his job. The once confident coach now seems to be scrambling to undo the damage he's caused.
I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
And did you, I'm sure you kind of answered this last night, but why didn't you?
It's not just the fans who are questioning Stefanski's decisions. Journalists and analysts are also piling on, increasing the pressure on the coach. Ocho Cinco weighed in, pointing out that by placing Shedeur in a lineup with offensive players who weren't even roster-worthy, Stefanski effectively set him up for failure. Ocho made a strong case, arguing that even a quarterback as skilled as Tom Brady would have struggled in those circumstances. Given the low caliber of players surrounding him, Shedeur's struggles were almost inevitable. It's clear that the setup was flawed from the start.
Based on the circumstances, in the situation he was put in the weapons around him, and the offensive line that he had to deal with, that probably won't be on the 53-man roster, that's exactly what you would look like. You could have put Tom Brady out there with that offensive line, he would look the exact same way.
Ocho Cinco also warned that soon, critics backed by the Browns would start labeling Shedeur Sanders as a failure, dismissing him as nothing more than a fifth-string quarterback. However, he stressed that the real issue, the fact that Stefanski placed Shedeur in a situation designed for failure, would likely be ignored. Despite the mounting criticism, Ocho suggested that this could be part of a deliberate strategy to undermine Shedeur. It's becoming increasingly clear that some people are more focused on tearing him down than on acknowledging the true causes of his struggles.
We see it clear as day, but they just on it, oh, he played bad. He's ass. He sucked. He's a fifth rounder. He's not that good. Well, of course, yes, based on what you saw today, but we're trying to tell you why it looked that way.
Ocho was right in saying that Shedeur was set up to fail, but he underestimated the growing backlash Stefanski and the Browns are facing. It's clear they won't just get away with it. Fans are pushing hard for Stefanski's dismissal, calling out his apparent discrimination towards Shedeur Sanders. The pressure is building, and it's becoming more difficult for the Browns to ignore it. It seems that change may be on the horizon for the coach as the situation continues to escalate. In conclusion, The situation surrounding Shedeur Sanders and coach Kevin Stefanski has exposed a brewing storm within the Cleveland Browns organization. Initially, Stefanski's decisions appeared to undermine Shedeur's potential, with many pointing to his poor handling of the young quarterback and his seeming lack of support. From the questionable benching of Shedeur to the use of Snoop Huntley as a distraction, it's clear that Stefanski was trying to deflect attention from his own mistakes. However, as more critics and insiders, including TJ Houshmandzadeh and Ocho Cinco, have pointed out, the true issue lies in the way Shedeur was set up to fail from the very beginning. As the pressure mounts, it's becoming increasingly difficult for Stefanski and the Browns to deny the growing backlash. Fans are demanding accountability, and it's clear that the coach's position is more fragile than ever. While Stefanski has tried to backpedal and shift his focus to Shedeur's development, his credibility has been severely damaged. The Browns now find themselves at a crossroads. Will they make a change at the top to salvage the team's future? Or will they allow the situation to deteriorate further? One thing is certain: change seems inevitable as the pressure continues to build. What do you think about the way Coach Stefanski has handled Shedeur Sanders so far? Do you believe the criticisms of Stefanski are justified, or do you think he's been unfairly blamed for the team's struggles? How much longer do you think Stefanski can hold on to his job with the growing backlash? And do you believe the Browns should make a change at head coach, or should they stick with him and work through the issues? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion matters as this story continues to unfold.